What's going on, everyone? Thank you for joining the chat. We got 10 people already waiting to see this show. That is awesome. What is going on, everyone? We're just going to have a laid-back night. We're going to talk about some audio brands that we like and love. And maybe we'll go over some Down4Sound products. That's what I was going to do. I know Rob was talking about a few the other night, and I was like, darn it, that's what I wanted to do. So we're just going to have some fun and do all kind of topics tonight. I really want to hear from you guys. If you have any questions, something you're working on, or just talk about some car audio brands that you like, and it doesn't have to be Kicker. I know that much. Let's see here. I know we already got the 14.4 volt guys in the chat. We got Robert Hi-Fi Vega, David, Larissa. Let's see, who else do we got in here? Jeff Wallace is in the chat. That's awesome. Thank you guys for joining tonight. El Fuego. We can't forget about El Fuego. Yeah, thank you guys. Let's see here. Cool. All right. Buddha Acoustics just came over from MEB Stream. What's good for everyone? That's awesome. I want to get MBE, Andy, from MBE Enclosures. I want to get him on the Rolling Thunder podcast, or maybe bring him on mine too. He's a very dedicated Kicker fan. I'm sure you guys know that. But we've had some talks on the phone, and yeah, we definitely see things in the same way in a lot of regards to car audio and Kicker and other brands too, which is really cool. Just pretty much know him from YouTube, which is really different. You know what I mean? Usually I know people from Facebook and stuff, so absolutely. I didn't get a notification that he went live, but you know, I'm busy going live too, so I'll have to check that out later. What's going on, SJC? Thank you for tuning in tonight, buddy. Appreciate it. Let's see. Just saw DIY audio guy Justin snagged a JP8. What a sweet unit. That is an awesome amp, and it's really budget oriented. For the price you're paying, what, $2 something, you're getting a bass knob that has a voltmeter and all kinds of stuff with it, clip detection, you name it, and it's gonna do some power, over 1,000 watts, and for $200 plus, and shipping. It's quick, 2-day shipping, at least for me in Pittsburgh. Get anything from Down4Sound, it's pretty quick. So you can't beat that. I like their products. Yeah, if you guys in the description below, I have my affiliate link for Down4Sound. I am a Down4Sound affiliate, trying to push their brand, you know, of course. And it's just more like letting people know that Down4Sound stuff is nice to go to because they have odds and ends that other companies like Kicker and other stuff, they just don't sell. You know, they're not selling zero gauge lug nuts or battery post terminals and all kinds of stuff. And we might bring that up eventually here on the chat to show you guys what I like from Down4Sound. But I want to get to your guys' questions first, and we're just here to have fun. Dude was 110 strong tonight. I can't. MBE. Yeah, MBE, he's pretty over the top with stuff, but he's cool, man. He reminds me of my buddy Soda Pop. Mark V, amp to L7 Q15 sub speaker wire gauge should I use? I would 12 minimum. You don't have to go nothing too crazy, like no 8 gauge and stuff like that, but definitely some 12 gauge. And what it does, it depends how far you're running it. Yeah, you could get away with like some 16 gauge if it's like a foot, but you're kind of pushing the limitations of the wire to the limit. Love all bass heads, all brands. Build over brand, absolutely. Every brand product has its place, I feel. Even Boss, Pile, you know, the very low entry products, the no names, the ones that are built that cost $5 to make, they even have a place because they costed $5 to make and you buy it for $30. You know what I mean? It's like, well, what are you really expecting out of this thing? Hair tricks and 160s? No way, man. And anything that's driven and played responsibly will last. Crazy deals at Down4Sound. Cool. We got someone new here. William and Gate Technology. What's up, Andy? Great show. Kicker for the win. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate that. Kicker for the win. I love Kicker products. I like a lot of products, but I really love Kicker products. Got 20 people in here tonight. That is awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions, drop them down below. Let's see. Jeffrey, you my kind of people. Yes. Jeff Wallace, I'm sure he's talking about. Jeff Wallace is a heavy Kicker fan. What's up, Jam210? What's going on, man? Thank you for joining tonight. Appreciate it. Deviant says 14.4 volt talk in full effect. Full effect. Let's see here. JP is the Walmart of car audio. I mean, honestly, but I go to Walmart, don't you? You know what I mean? I buy everything at Walmart. Sometimes I go to Giant Eagle, but I like Walmart because they have everything. And I think that's the whole idea behind his company. I don't want to be like spitting down for sound back here, but at the same time, you know, there's other companies that do that. But Down for Sound is that name, and they've been around long enough. You know, I've had people come up to me, they're like, oh yeah, you know, Down for Sound. And this guy is just... he's real into like beginner entry stuff, car audio, you know, not a noob, but kind of. And he knows Jonathan Price. Or not even Jonathan Price. He knows Down for Sound. He doesn't even know Jonathan Price. So it's pretty cool when you see stuff like that, and they're like, oh yeah, da 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 da. I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. It's weird, you know. It's like, yeah, I'm an affiliate for that. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, you know, it's cool. Walmart. I think I might get some DDX Scar 15s. Anyone have experience with them? The DDX, I think those are the entry-level Scars. Get what you pay for, but they're not bad subs at all. Why do you think they sell so many of them? I think the DDX are, what, 300 RMS or 400? Maybe no, 600 RMS, I believe. Someone let me know what the DDX 12s are, RMS-wise. I mean, put rated power to them, they're going to last. Absolutely. El Fuego, new build in my work vehicle. Okay, nice. Kicker KS 6x9, Midler components. 2 sets of KS 6.5 coaxials and the Comp Q15 Rockford T1000 5AD, or JP95, both tested by Big D. Okay, so you're saying which amp to run on that Comp Q. I mean, the Rockford T1000, I'm not sure what model that is, the 5AD. I'm not too keen on Rockford Fosgate models, but I know it's going to do 1,000 watts RMS, and it's not the BDCP version, but it's the T, it's the power series, so it's going to do power. And then the JP95, I think the JP95, isn't that the JP95, that's not the 5-channel, is it? Because there's the JP8, that's the 800 RMS, about 1,000 RMS really. And then the JP95, is that the 1,500 RMS one, or is that the 5-channel? I swear that's the 5-channel, the 95. I feel like you're going to have more power for your Comp Q. I would have a specific amplifier for your mids and highs, and then a specific amp for your sub, just so that everything is going to get the right amount of power. Because I know there are 5 channels out there and other ways you can do things, but to have the right amount of power, and that size of an amplifier would have to be pretty big for 1,000 watts for a Comp Q15, which they require. I think that's actually 1,200 RMS. Sorry, we got a lot of comments here, just trying to answer them. What is meant when you say clean power? Clean power is more of clean as in non-clipped, and a clean signal as in distortion. Technically under 1% THD is clean, but it's technically not. I know a lot of amplifiers back in the day, they used to rate them at 0.05% THD, very low, and then obviously the RMS numbers would be lower. But clean power is very important, because when it comes down to speaker handling, it's how much heat can this subwoofer handle. And that's why you match RMS with RMS, and usually you get close and of what a speaker can handle. Problem is though, once you run an amplifier past that clean signal, you run into a clipped signal. So what happens is that subwoofer, talked about with Kip, and I was dead on. It's literally subwoofer and amplifier clipping all in one. So what it is when you clip an amplifier and you run it dirty, you literally stop that speaker from moving. And what helps the speaker from heating up is when it moves. And if the speaker's just kind of just sitting there hanging, not doing anything else, and then coming down, it's like if you would whack your head against the wall. If you're jumping on a trampoline, you're good. You hit your head, you're clipping. It's an easy way to put it. But whenever you run clean power, you can actually run more power than you, in a sense, think you could. If you run an amp, it's 1,000 RMS on a 800 RMS sub, and you don't play it clean, 9 chances out of 10, I give that like 5-10 minutes. You start clipping that sub's gonna go. Now, if you throw it on a 1,500 RMS amp and then you play it clean, I bet you any money that sub's gonna last. Maybe longer, it still might blow, but it's gonna last longer because it's gonna be a clean signal and there's gonna be less heat, or if it's more heat, then it's just gonna blow quicker. Period. At the end of the day, it's how much heat you are generating, and that is clean power. You could set your gains, but that's a whole nother thing too. That's a whole nother thing, because you could set your gain and it not be right. And if your gain is not set right, then you're already kind of screwed. But if your gain is set right and then you play farther than how you have it set, that can mess things up too. You play music that's not set up. It's dirty music. You can get dirty music, period. People talk about it, man. And then what it is, it just runs your amplifier into that clip signal earlier. But doing car audio for as long as I have been doing it, you kind of get an ear for when you're playing a little bit too loud and you're probably clipping. One, your subs are going to start getting hot if they're close enough to feel them or smell them, and then you're probably almost too late. But you can almost tell. You can almost tell a slight clip. You just got to be careful. Do not expect too much out of the system for what it is. All right. Sorry, that was a good topic. I wanted to get deep into the meat and potatoes on that one. Let me check out some of the comments here. Let's see. Target. Target better than Walmart. Kayla will like that one. Favorite brand, Sparked Innovations. I love Ed's, and he has stuff that's like not anybody's just going to be making. It's like custom stuff for us bass heads and us enthusiasts into the car audio community, and to make our lives simpler. Simply put. Ooh, this is going nuts here. Hold on, I don't want to lose my spot here. What's up, Mike Craner? Thank you for tuning in tonight. We got 25 people in here. That is awesome. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to smash that thumbs button. I know you guys are already subscribed because you're here. Just let me know that I'm doing a good job here. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We got a super chat from Tom Marshall. Oh, can I click it? Is it going to let me do it, or is it way up here, way down there? What the heck? Oh, it's probably way down here. Sorry, Marshall. Ashy, trying to get your super chat there. I don't want to lose all these. There it is. 14.4 volt, the rocket launches. Tommy Stomcha, high as a mother effing helicopter, 14.4 volt. Man, you feeling it, man. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for tuning in, Ashy. I appreciate it, man. This guy is always on the kicker on MASH comment section, the 12 volt talk section, the reverse polarity, and even sound advice. I think I see him on. He's everywhere, man. I appreciate it, dude. And you're doing your thing for the community. Absolutely, dude. Trying to filter through these comments. I lost my place here. Right, when it's clipped, you are sending peak power through the voice coil and speaker is not moving. Right, absolutely. Peak power, that's another thing too, man. I've had some amps that actually almost did peak power rating, like the Kicker 250 point, or the 125.2 that said 250 watts max. I got 230, clipped about 20% THD, but it almost did the max rating, which was pretty funny. Let's see here. Andy explaining dampening factor and how we bass heads benefit. I know dampening factor has a lot to do with an amplifier, obviously, and it has to do with the control of when the amplifier is sending the power, of how it almost controls the speaker in a way, not the physical mechanical control of the speaker, but the electrical compliance side of it. I know that much, and good dampening factor is key, and that's where you can tell the difference and actually almost hear a difference with your system of what amplifier has good dampening and which one doesn't. Now, if you get SQ on me, yeah, maybe there's more to it, but I've had a power acoustic that did more power, same box, Solo X, back in the day, and it sounded worse than my Kenwood that had less power, 500 RMS. It was clamping almost half the power, and it just sounded worse across the board. Yeah, it was louder, but I could tell there was a difference on just how the speaker sounded. Bobby B, thank you for joining in tonight, buddy. Appreciate it. And we got a lot of comments here. Okay, we're just gonna scoot down. Summit Racing, yeah, Scott. Summit Racing's got some good stuff, man. Absolutely. Got 27 people in here. Awesome, man. Appreciate it, guys. We got David, of course. Let's see. Gotta get to that. Let's see. There's so many comments here. This thing keeps glitching on me. Okay. Why can't I get to that super chat? I'm trying to get to your super chat, David. Was it before Ashley's? No way. You had to have just done it. There's no way. Yeah, right there. My computer is glitching. I got too much going on. I got a laptop screen, everything. But thank you, David, for your super chat there, man. I appreciate it, man. David, he is out there doing amp dynos. I mean his wife. Larissa. She's the one doing it. He's just sitting there filming. Copper Dawn loves bullet tweeters. Bullet tweeters, I mean, I like them in a way, but you got to use them within a responsible manner. I don't want to hear them over everything else. And they can be so close, but just watch how much power you're putting to them. Thank you for the super chat, David. Thank you for tuning in and everything you do, man. You guys push me to do what I'm doing, and I appreciate it. We got 29 people in the chat tonight. That is crazy. I think that's a high for us. Congratulations, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Let's see. Dirty music, like to live crew. Yeah, something like that. What's going on, Mullen? Thank you for tuning in tonight. I hope you enjoy your kicker package that you got from the Kicker Unmasked show last week. Congratulations on winning that. Andy, first ride. Bye. Let's see. Trying to go back on some of the comments. USB or Bluetooth playing music. USB hands down. Bluetooth, you can have some loss, but that's getting kind of technical. I use Bluetooth all the time. USB's nice in a way for some things. 14.4 Vault Duck taking over. We taking over. You know the song. Mike said you should do a test video with one of the audio control amps. I know those are awesome. I've seen those on, I think Mark did a bench test video on one of those before. Very nice amplifiers, a little bit more pricey, but they're very, very good. I've never had one, but I've seen them. I know what they're about. Let's see. Andy, you owe us 50% of that super chat. Yeah, Deviant. I know you guys push me through everything, man. All you guys do. It's a team effort, and I love you guys for it. And thank you guys for tuning in and watching. And you know, I see you guys liking my videos and watching them and commenting, not all the time and stuff, but here and there. And it's really what makes a YouTuber want to do what he's doing and keep doing it. Because sometimes you do get burnt out in ways, and sometimes you just feel like, you know, what you're doing isn't good enough, and your topic has to be perfect and stuff like that. And when you got people behind you, it makes life a lot easier. And I appreciate you guys. I really do. I absolutely do. All right, got another super chat in here. Hold on. That is from Mike Craner, the Kicker God. Love what you do, buddy. Try to catch more. Trying to catch more. Thank you, man. I appreciate that super chat, and thank you for tuning in. And I know you said you sent me something, so I'm waiting for that. I think that'll be pretty cool. Whatever you sent me, I like those little blue and black kicker dice you sent me, and still trying to figure out what I want to do with them. I still got them, and I want to use them for something good. I really do. But yeah, dude, appreciate the super chat and appreciate what you do for the community. When you get your hands on some L7Xs, man, it's gonna be a different story. This guy's already doing 160s, okay, with what is it, 8 L7 Q15s, and nobody's even saying nothing about it. It's like, dude, he's doing 60s with kickers. I don't care how many it is, still doing a 60, bro. Like, that's awesome. That is awesome. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for that, man. I'm just going to go back to the top here. If I missed your question, just post it again. Let's see here. USB is better than aux. Absolutely. I feel like USB is going to give you the best transfer compared to auxiliary through a 3.5 millimeter jack. And better than Bluetooth. The best is CD or physical copy. And after that, I mean, you're talking FLAC files and all kinds of different stuff. And with what we're doing in car audio, unless you're trying to get a perfect RTA score, or you're trying to have your imaging and your staging and your left, your right, and all this other kind of stuff going on with your SQ, I think past the Bluetooth, you'll be okay. I really do. 3.5 jack, I mean, you're not going to hear a huge difference compared to that to a USB, but there still can be some loss to that. That's a good question. That's a good thing that maybe Kicker could do, like different losses between USB, aux, Bluetooth, streaming, maybe streaming, whenever you stream at a low quality, stream at high quality. There's all different kind of factors that play into how your music's going to sound. 14.4 volt talk doing better since they got the Hi-Fi Big 3. Yeah, absolutely. Those Big 3 kits are awesome. I definitely want to get one for probably my car and Kayla's car. Just waiting after Christmas. Repair, not dyno. So I'm so used to saying dyno, amp, dyno, it just kind of rolls off my tongue. But yeah, man, that's awesome what you're doing. And it's cool because, like, I want to learn how to do that, but I feel like you really got to know what you're doing to repair an amp. You really got to know, and you got to know how to diagnose things. Where to check first and last and everything in between. So there's definitely that. The elbow cough. I know what that means. I wish StreamYard would just get that right. Let's see. 13.8 life. Oh no, we're about to have another one. 13.8. What do you guys think about that 14.4? What's going on here? We got a 13.8 guy. Probably drives a Buick or something like that. GM. Thank you, Ashy. Love you too, man. I appreciate you guys. It's pretty cool. Like, it's when you watch these podcasts, it's like there's the show and then there's the comment section. And it's like two different things going on, even though they're talking about the same thing. It's two different things. And it's like, I can listen to the podcast, but then if I'm at work and I can't look at the comment section, I feel like I'm missing out on what you guys are talking about. Or some other trolls in there. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool what you guys are doing here. Everybody. Let's see. Elbow cough again. Mullen Performance, thinking of switching my YouTube up a bit. I got too many hobbies. You're telling me. I actually made a second YouTube for just everything. I just want to be able to put stuff on there, funny clips, and just, you know, whatever I want. And didn't tell anybody about it, but I'm posting some videos on there. And once I got a few on there, I'll share it. I'll let my Patreons know, of course. I just started that yesterday. Here's a question. Shane Britton. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. How loud do you think two Comp 12s in a sealed box would do? Depending the vehicle, but an estimate. They're 150 RMS subs, so if you throw 300 RMS or 600 RMS, and they're in a sealed enclosure, you're probably going to get anywhere from like a 33 to a 37, around that area. You build the enclosure way too big, you're gonna lose some score, but then you're gonna pick up some low end. You build it smaller, you're gonna lose some extension because the pressure's bigger and greater in the box, so the sub's moving less, you're gonna need more power, but it might be closer to your vehicle's peak and the enclosure tuning and the FS of the driver and how the driver likes, because that's how sealed boxes work. They react to the driver, and you probably need more power on it, and then you'll get louder. But it all depends. Definitely a nice system. You can go ported with it. They have a Kicker custom 6-inch aero port that sounds really good with the Kicker comps. But even a sealed box, I would go maybe a little bit bigger than the prefab ones that come out, because the prefabs are like 1.5 or 1.25 cubes per chamber. And I would go maybe like 1.75 per. So that you get a little bit lower extension. You might lose a little bit of power handling, but not much. And it's going to sound really good. That's what I would do. Absolutely. Let me know what amp you're going to be running on that, Shane. Put the dice on the mirror of your kid's Power Wheels. Yeah, absolutely. Kayla, when Andy is finally allowed to buy a new shirt. I know, we went to the Kawasaki shop, Masitis, and I got my Kawasaki running, so I wanted to get some, you know, some logo representation of the Kawasaki. And that's the thing, I either wear Kicker shirts that I get, or Team SP Loud, or I really don't buy clothes too often. You know what I mean? If I do, it's like, oh yeah, I just bought a brand new pair of $45 sweatpants. You know what I mean? Us guys, you know, we have more subs and amps than pairs of clothing, but boxers, we got plenty of those, and socks, let me tell you. Kayla's always the one folding them, and I love her for that. Thank you for tuning in, babe. Always there, I know it. Let's see. Got lots of comments here. I still love CDs. I don't own a CD. You don't own a CD? That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I started with CDs. I was a little too old for tapes, but my parents had them. My sister had them. So we had tapes. But I started on CDs for sure. Do you always follow the manufacturer's recommended enclosure size? You kind of want to base off of that, and then the more you learn about building enclosures, you kind of get an idea of what kind of enclosure that this type of driver is going to work really well with or not. So you go with the recommended spec, you look at it, and then there's a few apps. I use about 5 apps just to build one box, just to go over everything. And there's this one app that I use, and I literally can type in the tile small parameters and the enclosure size, and it gives me like a reactive graph and all this other kind of stuff. And I can kind of look at it and be like, okay, that's really peaky. I don't want that. I want something that's got a little bit more bandwidth. This is the vehicle it's going to be, and it's a pretty cool app, but you got to pay for it. But that's just one of them, and I don't just use that. But it gives me an idea of like, okay, if I go a little bit bigger, it's going to play a little bit like this. If I go a little bit smaller, it's going to play a little bit like this. And then port area is very important when going by recommended specs. Usually whenever they give you recommended specs, it's a lot of port area. And that's to help with bandwidth and to lower of like maybe how much power you actually need to put to it. And it depends. It really does. The manufacturer, Kicker versus Rockville versus a trend enclosure box, or even Sundown specs and stuff like that. They all have a different method of how they say to build the enclosure for the driver, but you can't go wrong whenever you build one that they recommend. But then you can find little like hits and misses of what you can do with the enclosure the more you mess with the driver. I think experience is key on knowing what you can do with after the recommended specs. And then you can even check if their recommended specs are close to what the driver actually needs or not, or would work better in. But usually recommended specs are, a lot of companies are prefab. Kicker's nice, and Audio Bond did it. They'd have like a range of stuff like that, so that was pretty cool. Absolutely. Road noise will drown out the difference. Absolutely. Thank you, John, for tuning in, man. Appreciate it. Ashy goes, I'll own a CD player for as long as I can. I have a bunch of Eclipse head units, so that should be the rest of my life. Yeah, because the Eclipse head units, you can get a Bluetooth adapter, but it has to plug into the RCAs. It's a pain in the butt. I know that. I tried. I had a Eclipse radio. I got given to me, and then eventually I got rid of it. I'm like, I can't use this. I don't have CDs. I can't even plug an aux into it. I need all these connectors and stuff. So I kind of just did away with it, but it was nice because it had 5-volt pre-outs and all kinds of stuff. It was really, really nice. At its time, it was perfect. You didn't need anything else. CDs were the thing. You didn't have a Zune or an iPod. You know what I mean? It was a little bit different then. Kip wrap in high resolution. Just saying, it's awesome. That kip wrap is awesome. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I have that actually as my ringtone. It's awesome. It's awesome. Full tilt boogie. Oh shoot, Deviant. Thank you for the elbow cough. Ronico160, thank you for tuning in again, buddy. I've repaired a few TVs. TVs are tough. My Uncle Kenny used to repair TVs. Absolutely. Wow, we still got 20 people in the chat. Thank you guys for hanging in. I know I'm trying to get to these comments. We got a lot of comments here. Let's see. Oh, come on, Deviant. You can't keep me on mute. You can't do that. I'm not Dean. I'm not sitting here complaining. I got a decent voice. It's a little bit above 40 hertz, but come on, man. You can't put me on mute. Not going to happen. Let's see here. Thank you, 25. It's much appreciated. Thank you so much. Let's see. Man, my computer's being weird. I heard Andy Sports Vintage Roebuckers. Never heard... Why does that sound familiar? Sounds familiar. Oh, would you just look at that? You just gotta look at it. That's all you gotta do. Oh, man. Wow, you spent $30 on an unopened CD, The Chronic. Absolutely. It's hard to get CDs, man. I mean, they still do make them. They still do make CDs. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to catch up on the chat here. I don't want to miss your guys' comments. Got a lot here. Waiting on my new Tech Master CD. Absolutely, dude. They be commenting in the Kicker Club. They asked me to share some stuff. I like their stuff, man. On sealed boxes, band pass boxes, not Cookie Monster. Sounds great. That's what they're made for. It's like above 25 hertz and up, man. It's some deep pounding bass. You know what I mean? Absolutely, man. I mean, that's what a lot of us grew up with bass and car audio. Yeah, we all listen to Lil Wayne and stuff like that and Put On, but those were the kind of songs that a lot of us listened to, man. We didn't know what they were, but it hit and it sounded good. Let's see here. Thomas Marshall, 23 watching, only 10 likes. Come on, man, you know the deal. That's malarkey. Come on, man, smash that like button. Nah, thank you, man. Thank you for all tuning in tonight. I'm having fun with you guys. If you guys want to go check out the Down4Sound website and see what things I like about it, type Down4Sound and we'll start that. If not, we'll just keep answering questions here and just hanging out. Whatever you guys want to do. It's popping, bro. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Let's see. We support Andy for life. When he makes it at Mead's level, he won't forget us. Absolutely not, man. That's one thing that I am not. I do not forget where I came from. Absolutely. Let's see. Got lots of comments, guys. Thank you, man. You guys are having fun in the comment section, too. Let's see. Are you going to buy anything on Black Friday? Me, personally, no. I know there's a lot of deals going on between Down4Sound and Sky High Car Audio and all kinds of different stuff going on. So you definitely want to keep your eyes out for some pretty good deals going on. Me, personally, I'm tapped. I spent about $500-600 on the dirt bike and all kinds of other stuff. So I'm okay right now. I don't need anything for Black Friday. Got to get the kids some Christmas gifts. You know the deal. Mark Lee, LOL. Andy sounded real PA right then. Thanks, buddy. Malarkey. Absolutely. Andy, do we get royalties? You got this. Hey, I'll see what I can do, man. Little 5-10%, throw me a couple grand down, you know what I mean? We'll make the deal happen. You know, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Put me on Shark Tank. No. Be like, what is Kicker? What is... Oh, yeah, we've heard of that. Absolutely. Cool. Got another guy new in the chat here. Dub Team LFS. I love bass products. So much power for the price. Absolutely. Oh, Boss products. Bass. Boss. Boss isn't bad. It has its spot. I've done a few amp dynos, and a lot of other people have too, and I've seen some builds do like 140s with like 412 Bosses, and it sounded pretty good. You know what I mean? In a trunk. Not gonna knock on them. You know, they are what they are, and they make what they make. Period. And you pay what you pay. Expect what you get. But they're very good products in a way of longevity, in a way where they're almost, the amplifiers are really hard to blow up. You know what I mean? Like they're not making them where you tap your power wire too fast and it knocks your amp out and sends it to protect. It ain't gonna happen. Now if you're like Derek and you throw a bunch of wire into it while it's open and plugged in, yeah, it's probably gonna fry. But otherwise, dummy proof. I never had a pair of the EB300s. I got the EB200s. I think the EB300s, they're not waterproof. Those are the 400s. The EB300s are the step up. I'm not too sure on the difference. Maybe they play a little bit lower in their frequency range. I know a lot of their headphone microphones, wired headphones. Like these are the, oh, what are these? Shoot. I had the case right here. I might have thrown that away. Shoot. I think they're the KMs or the M series. I forget what they are. Something 9. And these are really nice. And I got these ones because... Oh, that's not zooming in. And there we go. I got these ones because they play down to 23 hertz on their frequency range. And a lot of the other ones would only play to like 39. And the other one was like 50 and 55. And they were obviously cheaper. And I'm like, well, you're not even going to get much low end out of those to start with. I might as well get the higher ones up. And those are the wired ones. I have the EB200s in my room. I use those sometimes whenever Kayla's sleeping and I want to listen to some YouTube or some Audible. I'll plug them in and fall asleep with them, type deal situation. But yeah, they're very nice. I wish they would almost have a wireless headphone earbud like how Apple makes it. But I don't know. I like the wire in a way, but sometimes it gets in the way. That's my only thing about them. But they sound really good. They got more bass than you would expect out of some regular earplugs, headphones. Now, these ones are very nice. They're not bass heavy, but they do play really nice. They're very clean, and it's not like there's not enough bass, if that makes sense. Let's see here. We got lots of comments here. Let me just skip on down here. No wonder you're so popular. You won't even hate on Boss. Absolutely, man. You know, and it's like I came from a point where people made fun of me, you know, and it's like I don't like how that feels. And I understand how that feels. I could just understand how a company would feel if someone's out there, you know, pushing on their product and be like, garbage, trash. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's not always the case, man. It's really user error, and you're expecting more out of, like, that's like you buying a Geo Metro and being like, well, there's no heated seats and it's slow. What did you expect? You know, you paid $8,000 for this car brand new, and it gets 50 miles to the gallon. You know what I mean? You almost got to expect what you pay for with anything in life. And that's just car audio too, man. Let's see here. And he got his first tat. I've had tattoos for a long time, man. They're cool. Cross with some doves. I try to keep it religious as I could, you know what I mean? Got my grandpap's name on the top. Name of my grandpap that I was named after. He has a different middle name, but Andrew McGill, my dad's side, my dad's dad. Let's see. I bought, I think, every set of Kicker headphones. I may have a problem, but hey, I'll tell you, they blow my AirPod away, and I love them. Absolutely, man. I know Kayla's got the AirPods too, and they sound good. They got noise canceling. They're okay. I like them. But the Kicker ones, it's got the Steve Irby signature, the Kicker sound. Literally, the Bullfrog 100 has a setting in it where it says Kicker or outdoor, or you can do custom. And it's like, wow, they are so trusting in how they want a speaker system by itself together to sound, and it's awesome. Having audio shops with limited knowledge helps companies like Boss do. I feel like Boss hits that market that is there. People getting into bass. They have an amp they got from somebody. It stopped working. They got two 12s, two 4-ohm coils. They need a 2-ohm amp, and they type in 2-ohm amp, 1,000 watts. What comes up? A Rye 1100. Boom! There you go. $63. Yeah, man, that's half the price as the Kicker 400. I want that one. You know. Meanwhile, they probably do around the same power. The Kicker does more, and it's rated for a third less. But we don't need to get to all that. But absolutely, man, there's a market for anything, and yeah, I hate when people brand bash. Absolutely, and I feel like that's there, but then again, it's for the targeted marketing where the people, all they care about is the big numbers, the max power. I was one of them, you know. I had an amp, my Kenwood 9106D4. It said it was 900 RMS at 1 ohm and 2 ohm, 4 ohm, 500 RMS, but it said 1800 watts max on the box. Guess how many watts I had in my system? 1800 watts. You know, that's how it went. Someone asked me, how many watts you pushing, bro? 1800 watts. And then I got 540 on my mids and highs because I'm hooked up to my head unit, and I got speakers in the back drilled into a battery box, and it's on a 4-channel amp, and I got this for my mids and highs, but it sounded good. But I would add it up and like, oh yeah, I got about 2300 watts. Meanwhile, I was doing a 140, but it sounded pretty good on like 600 watts on a Solo X18 for the longest time. But that's just how it works, man. I don't think they're going to ever get rid of the max ratings. I know Kicker is steering away from that, but yet they're doing the same thing in a way where they're actually doing what the amp can do on a dyno. the dynamic power. And I feel like people even say that's a thing where they're like, dynamic power, that's not real, you're never going to see it. But it's still a more realistic max power rating than the actual max power rating of RMS voltage squared, and then the top rail of it that you're never going to see because the subwoofer doesn't stay clipped the whole time. You don't see that, and then it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. So I like how they're doing that, but max power ratings, I feel like they are never going to go away. And if they do, it's going to turn into something else. Thank you for the awesome questions, guys. I like to go on to tangents and talk about things, but I like to throw up your comments as well, because I know you guys, you guys are hanging out in the chat, and you guys got questions too, and I want to get to them all. Buy a prefab 1-inch coil sub 200 watt amp, $600 later, you barely hit 110 dBs. Hey, you know what? Sometimes that's all people want. You know what I mean? I have had systems where it's like, hey, Dad, or hey, Mom, I want you to hear this. And it's like barely anything. And they're like, wow, that's loud. That's too much. And I'm like, it's like a 130 dB system. And it's like, are you really? Oh, okay. I mean, but that's loud to someone else. So there is a market for that regardless, 110 dBs or not, or however quiet. There is still a market for that, because a lot of people, they don't want that booming, drown-out bass. They want that low-end extension to fill out where their doors can't play because they're blown. You know what I mean? And they're trying to fill a gap for something else. That was the main reason why I put a system in my Volvo. I had a very nice Infinity speaker system, no subwoofer, but it sounded like there was one in there. My friend Bree sat there while I was at a car show blasting my stereo. Guess what? I thought all my speakers were blown. Turns out it was just the damn head unit that something went in the head unit where it would make it sound like crap. Turns out, because I put speakers in there, they sounded the same. And I'm like, okay, so that's not the problem. Put an aftermarket head unit in, boom, fix it. By that point, I already had a stock inline converter and a 10-inch kicker in the back. So, there's always that. Kicker refurbished 2 KX amplifiers I bought off the street cheap. I love the brand. Absolutely. They will service parts and refurbish stuff if they still have the parts. And the prices, you can't complain because you're getting the brand that owns it to fix it for you. And they're going to do it right. Have you already got your 15-inch cutout for next year? I do have the Tile S parameters of the L7X. Not 15. 12. But I definitely want to do something. I'm not sure. I got like 3 options I can do. There's an obvious big one, and then there's 2 other ones I'm probably going to do. I don't know yet. We're going to see. I'm going to keep you guys wondering. What's Andy going to do with the L7Xs? Or X? Who knows? Not yet, but take me about 5 minutes to get a right design. I already got a couple ideas. Boss has their niche in the market. Absolutely. People that just need to work and don't really need much else. Yeah, absolutely. But again, there's a market for it, period. And then it's like that placebo effect. My amp says 1100 watts. It must be giving me 1100 watts all the time. It says it right on it. What do you mean? And it's the same size as your 400 watts. So maybe it's just, I don't know. It's just a better amp. There's a market for that. And unless you had someone telling you otherwise, or you did a bunch of research before you started talking to people, you thought the same way at some degree. And that's where people have to understand, like, listen, we all started somewhere. And it's nice when you have somebody to help you, guide you along the way, so you don't make, financial bad decisions on buying products and just wasting time. I wasted a lot of time. I absolutely did. But I still learned along the way. At some point. Always swore to yourself, did rated plus. Like this is more than rated power for sure. For sure. Absolutely. Ray, man, you really like the Kicker service, man. I'm glad, man. And you came to the right place because, I like Kicker stuff. And it's not just, obviously I like the brand, but it's like I know so much more about them. And they are really good people, and they do take care of their customers. They want you as long as they can, because they're going to make sure that you get the product that you're paying for and it's going to last. And if it doesn't, they'll make sure that it does. And if it keeps happening, they're going to help you. so it does last. Because there's just some things that you learn with car audio, man. You really do. I went by Best Buy. Their car audio is looking sad. I mean, yeah, it's the internet, man. The internet. Andy's hands are moving a lot. Is anything important? Should I unmute? You know what, buddy? Deviant is about that bearded dragon life. Absolutely, David. Beardy, I want to see another picture of him with the little kicker koozie shirt. His bearded dragon. That is awesome. Boss 1100 watt amp rated 375 in the book Dyno 220. A lot of marketing magic there. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, even their RMS claims are like, where did you get that from? That's not real. So you wonder who really owns these companies. My buddy is actually a Boss. Dealer. Yeah, he's Fred. Yeah, he's a dealer. And I was like, oh, well, that's cool. You know, I don't know if he was expecting me to be like, oh, that's shit. No, that's cool. But I would like to know who owns it and talk to the people, and you know what I mean? It's like almost you're like, hey, you know, I want to help you guys out, or, you know, get some input, you know, hear about you guys, period. Because Boss, if you don't know about Boss, man, you're sleeping under a rock just like Dole. You know, they're known as cheaper products, but a lot of people know about them. I bet you more people know about Boss Audio than Scar, and maybe even Sundown. I really do. I mean, Scar is even probably closer to Boss, because you go to type in eBay and you look up subwoofer, Scar's going to pop up. They're a very hot commodity right now. Dynamic power is pretty much exactly what you see. I mean, yeah, dynamic power, it's going to be that drum kick, you know, and that's music, because it's taking that much power to move that subwoofer that fast, at that frequency, whatever. So it's real stuff. The max power is just like peak power on a subwoofer. Like, these are rated 5,000 RMS, 10,000 peak. Could it handle a 10,000 burp? In the right enclosure, probably. It could probably even handle more. You would have to look at, okay, 6,000 burp, 7,000 burp, 8,000 burp. How much excursion do I got? How much thermal am I getting? And stuff like that. I feel like you're going to run into a mechanical limit failure before you run into a thermal on any kind of burp peak, you know what I mean, test. Because when you give it that quick, it's not going to retain that much heat. You could send a crap ton of power, but you're going to run into mechanical limit first rather than thermal on a burp. So peak power rating, you can say to your buddy, yeah, it'll take 10,000 peak, because you're probably right. You're not lying to them. And same thing with their, you know, 300 RMS subs that take 2,500 watts peak. Probably does. Probably could. But you got to have the right enclosure. Make sure you don't, you know, ejecto-cedo, cuz. Let's see, 130 dBs is very loud. We tend to lose perspective. Absolutely, man. I mean, I feel like a lot of us all started out with a 130 dB system at the minimum. And you know what? It got us by. And a 130 dB system, you're going to hear that 30, 40 feet away. Boom, 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 boom. You know, it's enough, man. Some of us guys, we're just not grateful for what we have. Let's see. El Fuego hating tonight, loves us. Very big fan. Thank you, bro. Tyrese, you know it. Ejecto-cedo, cuz. I love Fast and Furious. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. He was my idol. I don't know why. I just like the way he drove. I used to drive the same way. I could do all his tricks. I'm retired. I went into car audio instead. Now I can't even get the car sideways because too much weight. This Caitlin now. What are you talking about? All right. Oh, Rob's jumping out. Thanks for tuning in, Rob. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you. Stay classy, San Diego. Let's see. Used to love not being able to read street signs, but I really love SQ, right? Yeah, once you get around that 144, 143 even dB system, things start to get a little blurry when you're trying to read it. And I love Christmas lights too. They look awesome when you're bumping around 50 hertz. Oh man, they're jumping real good. When you play low, they don't jump as good. It's weird. But yeah, man, SQ is fun too. That's why I have like 5 cars, and there's like a different system in each one of them. And I like SQ too, even though I'm not an SQ guy, but I do enjoy sound to sound the way it's supposed to and to sound clear. Simply put, not too much bass, not too much treble, not too much mid, pull back. Now, imaging, that's a whole different thing, but it's cool when it's done right. Do I want to do all the stress to get it there? Not really. I want it to sound good. That's one thing I love doing, is tuning someone's system, especially even if it's a stock head unit to a 160 dB system. It's like, yeah, man, let me help you out. I love making things sound right, having things play what they should play and things not play what they shouldn't play. Try a different couple songs to, you know what I mean, to tune it really into what it can strive at. And you know what I mean? It's just weird where some systems just can't play certain songs. Like, listen, I don't care what I do to this. It's not going to sound good with this kind of music. You got to play this and it will sound beautiful. There are systems like that, but usually those ones they're missing things. They're missing things. There's only so many band-aids you can put on a wound. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Killing the audio game with the low-end high products. Killing the audio game with these low-end high price products. No. I don't know, man. Let's see. Thomas Marshall. Kicker refurbished my 04 KX600.4 and gave it back to me with a 2-year warranty. They're the best. That is awesome. You never hear of a company doing that. That's cool. It's because they know that when they have their amp repair guys work on something, it's going to be done right. And unless you're doing something dumb, it's going to last. And I think that 2-year warranty is just to make you feel better. Plus, just in case something wouldn't happen to happen. I think they would take care of you either way, though, especially if it's their fault. Let's see. Lots of comments. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to... Alright, I'm skipping down here a little bit. Mike Craner. Andy, by the way, my daily is a full kicker Q-class build, even the 15's L7 QS. That's awesome. So you got a daily, and then you got your SUV, right? So you got full kicker. I'm guessing all Q-class components and stuff? That's awesome, man. I saw Guppy Love with bass boost on YouTube. I never seen Guppy Love. That's funny. A lot of people don't EQ their subs to tailor that sound. Right. Absolutely. Explodes. Dude, Sony Explodes are not junk. They're really not. People, it's like the same thing with Kicker in a way, and Pioneer. You know, people are like, oh, they're all junk. And it's like, because they're easily available and people run them but don't know what they're doing and they expect too much. My buddy, I forget his name, know him from Facebook. He had 412 Sony Explodes and it was a Burp Box, mind you, but on 900 watts, dude was doing a 51 on 412s in an SUV Ford Explorer. 4 Sony Explodes, red series, not the Pentagon ones, the round ones. And it's like, those are efficient subs. I mean, any sub could do that really, within reason, you know, especially with that kind of physical structure and stuff. But don't be sleeping on those Sony Explodes, man. I had the 1100 series, I had the 1300 series. They sounded good for what they were, man. Absolutely. Let's see, Gustavo Martinez, thank you for tuning in tonight, buddy. You think Kicker should bring back the solo Barracks 18s? Absolutely. You know, there's a demand for it that I feel like there is a customer base that wants to buy the solo X18s. I'm here to push the name, like, let's run some solo X18s. They already got the L7X coming out, L7X 10, 12, and 15. And like they said, it's part of the Kicker family, the Solo X family, so who knows what else they might have up their sleeve. I'm hoping they got a Solo X, because I could really use a new one. But absolutely, man. And there's a big story on why the Solo X18 disappeared, and that was because of the economy, and it was either cut the line that isn't selling right now because people don't have jobs, or cut the employees. So Steve Irby got rid of the Solo X and the Warhorse, and along with that. So they're trying to bring it back in a way with the L7X, and I hope they bring back the 18, because I feel, not just the people that I know, I feel like everybody knows about the Solo X18, and I feel like people have more money in their pockets than they ever had now, and it's like, as long as they can get the product to the customer, it's gonna happen. Mark my words. Kipwink. Absolutely, I want to get my hands on one. I know they only made so many in the beginning. A lot of their dealers have them. I really do want to get my hands on one. I know I'm going to be putting that Comp RT 8 in my Honda Pilot. But I was telling Kayla, I'm like, man, quad box would just slide right in there. We don't use the third row, and whenever we need it, I'll just pull it out, and it'd be all set. I could just tap it in, pull it out. You know what I mean? And be doing 150s down the street, and probably need another alternator. And I just got an AGM battery up front. Probably need another one in the back, which I have a few batteries on tap. So it definitely could happen. I just need to get my hands on one. Absolutely. I hate asking for things for them, you know, and it's like they don't even have them in stock. So unless I go to a Kicker dealer around here, which is Best Buy, and I do not think that they even have anything of that caliber. I think that's more niche stereo shops, and the stereo shop that I go to around here doesn't carry Kicker products. And that drives me up a wall too, because he's like, I'm afraid of running or selling Kicker products, and he knows everything about me. He's like, I'm afraid of selling Kicker products because people associate them with Walmart, and I'm just like, cringe. Like, you're joking, right? But that there is that point of it, and that's how it is with a lot of products. And it's like, Kicker has never veered away from all their videos that they talked about of how they worked with Walmart and worked with Best Buy, and they didn't want the tail wagging the dog, and all this other kind of stuff. And it's like, it's a double-edged sword with it. And I'm like, dude, I know enough people, they're going to want to buy Kicker products from you. And they're going to have you install them. I think it's like a 1-1, and I'm not even getting anything out of this. I'm just helping you out, because I know people that are going to buy Kicker product, and it's going to move fast, and you can sell it. There's that, but we'll see. Time will tell. That's my buddy Dan at the stereo shop. That's the amp I was going to dyno, and it kind of went poof. And I'm like, Dan, you know, your amp kind of just went. And he's like, don't worry about it. Because it was a customer's amp that he pretty much turned back in and said it was bad. I got it working, but it didn't last too long. So not too surprised that it went. Let's just say 23 hertz on a full bridge amp at 2 ohms. Where it's rated at is kind of pushing it. So it kind of went. Voltage was good. Voltage was good. Let's get to some of the comments here. All right, it's already been an hour, so I'm going to pull up the DOWN4SOUND website. I'm just going to do this as a little test run to see how this works, so maybe we can do more stuff like this. I got my screen over here so I can look at what I'm doing and talk to you guys and see the chat. I'll be able to throw up the comments, and I should be able to work over here to look at everything on this side. Cool. I missed that part there, but you can spin. You can get a little discount every time you go in here. Just make a new email, which is nice for new time customers and stuff like that. But yeah, I think the best thing about DOWN4SOUND, yes, they got subwoofers. Yes, they got amplifiers and stuff like that, and boxes and whatever, and testing tools. But I really feel like where they excel at is the accessories with the, well, you can't see my hand over here. I'll maybe point over here. The tuning tools, obviously, but the accessories, where are they at? Accessories. Because this is stuff, it's almost more for what we do. Obviously, this is a car audio website, but you got literally RBG controllers for your lights, okay? The way you're supposed to do it. Bass knobs, tools, regular just tools, cells, sparked innovations, clamps, head units, mirrors, screens, ultra caps, batteries, battery attachments. Right here, this is where I go all the time. Battery attachments, distributor blocks, mounts, cables, cable attachments, down4sound meters, switches, stuff like that, where it's like, you know, you're getting it from a good place, and it's not going to take 3 weeks to get it there because it's not coming from China. It's going to take 2 to 3 days from, you know, Down4Sound, California, and it's going to be there. And you know what you're going to get. And if you have a problem, you can contact Jonathan Price or Scott at Down4Sound, and they'll get you handled. But absolutely, man. Let's see what else I mean, wire, you could buy it by the foot, you could buy it by the roll. A lot of places, they either sell it by, you know, per car for whatever you're running, you know, like a 20-foot run, or they sell you a whole 500 foot. You don't need 500 or 200 feet. You just need 37 feet for your power and ground, and that's all you need. Well, you can buy it per foot and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Obviously, when you buy it in bulk, you're going to get a better deal. But here, let's just look at some of like the battery attachments. This is like the main thing where I feel like a lot of people have problems whenever they're hooking up their stereo. See, we got any comments real here? Okay, no, cool. Keep them coming though, guys. I'm reading them. Not so much the heat shrinks, but heat shrinks are important. These guys here. Now, we'll get to the alternator brackets in a second. But if you look here, we have two different types of terminal blocks where, okay, you have this one here, which is like your normal. Here, I want to go to the bigger ones. I never use the 2. I use the 4 or 6. Where are they at? Oh no. Hold on. Maybe it's not there. Hold on. It's literally like this, but I get the other ones. The base head, certified base head ones. Anyway, they have these here. And these are nice because they work with like your excess battery. They have the certain millimeter. I think it's a 4 millimeter or 6 millimeter insert, threaded insert, something like that. And those go on your battery as such. And those are really nice. And I like those ones, but I never had those ones. So you have those, and then there's other ones. Hold on. I gotta find them here. Hold on. Is it battery mounts? No, it's not battery mounts. It's literally those, but they have 2 sets of them. They have those for your regular batteries, and then they have some that are literally for your, stock OEM battery that literally goes over it, so then you're not having to hook up wires with a ring terminal around your stock location, and then you can make everything look really, really clean. I really like those. If I could find those, that'd be great. Anyway, let's see here. Okay. Cables. Now this is just straight up wire. You got your fuses, which is nice. You can get your fuses. You can buy the fuses separately. You can buy the fuse holder and the fuse separately, which is nice because you might not need a fuse holder and you just need a fuse. So there's that. Where's my mouse at? There we go. $35,000 driveway, and I can't. Jonathan Price actually answers. Really? No, he's not in here. He's been on the Rolling Thunder chat though. I've seen that. Absolutely. Let's see. We should do an episode in the difference between adding caps and batteries. What's the advantage and disadvantage? Absolutely. I feel like capacitors, they'll give you that faster discharge and recharge, but they don't hold as much capacity. So there's always that. I've seen a guy build an e-bike straight out of capacitors. It went about 200 feet, but straight capacitors. At least you guys get options up in the States and Australia. It's like 2 main audio stores, Strathfield Car Audio and Rada Car Audio. Then it's a bunch of old stuff. Import is only choice here. Wow. See, I know we are blessed to be in America with a lot of things, and some things not so blessed, but that is one of them. Oh, Jonathan Price actually answers. Yes, he does. I've talked to him even before with everything here. So a really cool guy, man. You can't blow him up too much. I mean, he's busy like a lot of us are. But absolutely. And he helped you with your sub box. That's awesome, dude. On Instagram. Did a Scar 18 box. Cool. Awesome, awesome. All right, cool. Let me get back to the Down for Sound. A couple more things we'll go over. Obviously wire, but that's boring. I like wire in a way, but go with the certified bass head wire or the Down for Sound. It's the same thing. I went for the Down for Sound wire. You can get it by the roll. I would get it by the roll. You never know when you're going to need more. So there's that. But let's just go to the accessories again. I love the accessories because it's like there's always things that you don't need, but you find out maybe I could use that. So here, let's go to see battery mounts, battery attachment, battery distro. Is it distro? Yes, distro. This is what I was looking for. Okay, so you got your regular bus bars, but that's for the limitless lithium. And then let me move this over a little bit. And then you have see, these are all the fancy ones. They're very expensive. I never got any of those, but they seem very nice. Let's move down a little bit. These are all the expensive ones. Copper's nice because it has better conductivity compared to aluminum and other metals. So obviously they're going to be more expensive. But let's see here. Okay, see these, they say SEA top post style. SAE is pretty much for your stock car, your regular battery. So that's when those are, because I've actually purchased those by mistake. I bought this one right here, certified bass head, 35 bucks, good deal. But it says SAE top post style, and I didn't really pay attention, but this guy right here, see if you got an angle of it. This guy right here is wide open. You try putting that on top of a XS 3400. It's not going to grip to anything. That goes over your stock battery terminal. So there's that to look into when you're buying one of these. And I bought one by mistake, but I wound up using it. I used it for the Geo Metro. That worked out. So there's that. They have those ones there. And then they have them in both for the certified bass head, which I like. I think they're the budget deal of these. I mean, you're not really going to lose too much power between the two. SAE top. Here we go. We got the certified bass head, battery distro block, and then battery distro block. It just doesn't say SAE. That's the only difference between the two. And I think these ones are newer because these ones have been here for a while. I think well, no, they're the 6. That's why 6 and 4. I usually get the 4, but the 6 are nicer. I have 6s too. They're just $5 more, but sometimes they're out of stock. That's the problem. But then you look at these guys here. You can see the threaded, like literally right. Well, my mouse won't. Right here, right there. Like a washer in a sense, where the bolt will actually have something to grab onto. Those are the type you need when you have an aftermarket battery with so many millimeter inserts between kinetic, anything that's a twist. That's not a regular top post terminal. I feel like some people might buy that by mistake like I have. So there's that. Thank you for tuning in, Mullen. If you're still here, appreciate you, buddy. Oh yeah, there's a video of Kicker making my beardy a t-shirt and sending it to him because I've been on MS since day one, fam. Absolutely. Absolutely, Deviant. Alright, let's see what else we can look at here. Yeah, if you guys are watching new, tuned in now, or you're rewatching this later, I have a link in the description below. It is my affiliate link. You click there. It'll take you to the Down4Sound website. Sorry, you will not get a discount, but you will help me out. I appreciate you guys watching and tuning in, and if you have any questions, throw them down. I'll pull it up. If you got any questions on product here, anything we talked about earlier, or just anything in general, let me know. I appreciate you guys staying on. We still got 20 people, and it's been an hour and 20 minutes. Guys are crazy. I really like the accessory. Obviously, there's the, oh, what is it? Merchandise. That's a good one. But I don't need any more decals. I got too many decals. Let's look at this RB controller. I really kind of want this. It's like $60 though. 40, just kidding. But what this does is, this is for whenever you have your LEDs in your car, and instead of just having them on a switch, or say you have those speakers that light up in your trunk that go with the bass, and then they blow out and you wonder why. It's because you don't have one of these. This is a controller for all your LEDs. It has 8 outputs, and you can control it with your phone, your tablet, whatever you want to use. And that's pretty cool. I wish you had other photos of it where the connections are and stuff like that. Controlled Bluetooth controller for LEDs on RPM series speakers. I'm not sure if that's specific. I feel like you could use it for about anything though. Conformal coating, 8 outputs with the remote trigger, control color, brightness, and more. I don't know if it'll make it go with the music, but it is something nice to have. See, like, and then you go down here, you can see all the other stuff. And I know Scott, he does stuff with Sparked Ed from Sparked Innovations, and I just love this company so much. They make really cool stuff, so you can get a few different retailers. But obviously on Down4Sound too, it's been there. This is the Omi, or the what is it? The Omega switch or something like that. And this is pretty much so you can change your series from series to parallel, your wiring on a fly. Thank you, David. Here, thank you, David, for the super chat. Appreciate it, buddy. Donation from me on behalf of Deviant, because he can't obviously. I know Deviant is a Patreon too. All Patreons are equal, but David, you are awesome. But yeah, man, appreciate you guys so much. Shout out to 14.4 Volt Talk on that one. But thank you, David. Appreciate all your donations, man. You are a heck of a guy, and I can't ask for any more, man. Goodness, stop it, please. Jeez. Love you though, buddy. Yeah, you definitely want to get one of these if you're into competing, and you're really pushing your equipment to the level like you shouldn't. And these are really cool because you can run to the dirt for SPL competition. And you know your eyes, well, I can wire down the half ohm or quarter ohm, do a little burp, and then I hit a switch and it goes back up to 1 ohm. Or whatever it is of how many subs you got and how you're wired and how you wire that. I'm not too sure on how many speakers you can wire to it. I think it's 1 load. So you would have to have, unless it's a few, I'm not too sure. The series to parallel remote switching relay box has finally arrived. Omi will switch your input wiring configuration between series wiring and parallel wiring. Good for 8,000 watts continuous, 12,000 watt perp. So if you have like more than 1 amp, I feel like you would need more than 1 Omega switch. So it would still be a lot easier than going back and rewiring all your subs just to compete. So that is something cool. But if you have like 1 amp, I feel like, or 1 final impedance on your system, yeah, 1 amp. You just need 1 of these. Sorry. Cool. Hear me, I didn't know that was a thing. Thanks for costing me more money. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, that's pretty cool. The Sparked Innovation Omega switch. It's awesome. All right. When 14.4 volt drops to 9 volt, everything goes silent. Absolutely. My voice is starting to go away now. Andy, your thoughts on the SSA F8 8L 8-inch subs? I know SSA is a product for their SPL line, like their meters, but not as so much as their subs. I know they have SSA 15s, and I forget what they're called, but they're not that. They're not the F8L. I don't think Down4Sound does not sell SSA. I do not think. But anyway, I mean, I've heard the 15s, and they sounded pretty good. And they were my buddy. He had 4 15s and a flat wall and a pickup truck, and it did 157s. You know, it was nice. So absolutely. I mean, they make good meters. They're going to make good subwoofers. They know what they're going up against. They're going to meter their own subs. So hopefully they work pretty good. Let's see. We got Sound Doctor in the house. What's going on, guys? What's going on? All right, I think we're caught up on the comments. Let's see if we can find anything else. I feel like we went enough with the accessories. Let's go check out all products, amplifiers, subwoofers. What do you guys want to see? Amplifiers, subwoofers? I feel like I want to look at subwoofers. There's amplifiers too. We know there's the DOWN4SOUND amplifiers. I'm waiting on you guys, but I'm already going to click amplifiers. We need a Soundman Doug in here to demonize Andy a bit. Demon. I don't know, but it probably sounds negative. Yeah, Doug. I don't have a problem with Doug. He's very popular and he's a big YouTuber and he does his thing. I have total respect for him, but I feel like we see different ways on things, and I'm sure he can agree. Let's see here. We got the JP84. That's pretty cool. That's the 4-channel, and then the 84 plus 4. So that's the combo. They have combos for just speakers with the amps, which is pretty nice. And obviously the SFB amps, 200.4, Sundown. I like this Crescendo amp that they have now. The 3K 3000 RMS amp for 400 bucks. That's not bad. All right, Scott, thanks for tuning in, buddy. I see your comment there. Thanks for joining. Subs, sorry, you guys want to see subs too. All right, we'll throw up subs in 1 second. AFs, obviously, we got the Salt, we got the JP23. Well, that's the plexiglass for 30 bucks. I was going to say that is a deal. I'll buy 3. Let's see here. JP95. Yeah, that's the 5-channel. I thought so. Yeah, I would definitely get the Rockford Fosgate T1000 and then have a separate amp for your mids and highs. I feel like that's not quite enough power for that Q, even though that does... Ooh, I forget how much RMS that does. Like 600 or 700 RMS on the sub-channel at 2 ohms or something like that. So obviously you guys know about the JP amplifiers. They've been selling Sundown for a long time on here. Let's just go to price descending. Let's go to the most expensive amps on here. We got the DC 20K amplifier for freaking $3,500. But I mean, I've never seen one on a dyno, but I feel like it's going to do rated. I really do. Deviant, you unsubscribed. What for me or SJC? Come on, man. Let's see here. The 2 blue amps or the red JP amp. I like the red JP amp just because it's all in one, but it depends what kind of subs you're going to put it on. I like amps where it's all in one. It doesn't have to be a 5-channel. 4-channel, you can get away with it too. You just got left and right. But I like it when you can do it all in one. Save space, and it just looks cool. It's like, yeah, that does everything. Sound digital amps any better than DC? I feel like those are 2 different breeds. You got full bridge design versus a half bridge Korean style or Chinese style. I'm not too sure which. Probably Chinese. But either way, maybe Korean. No, that's got to be Korean. It's got to be Korean. Let me know what DC is. But either way, it's a half bridge design. You could strap them, stuff like that. 2 different animals. 2 different animals. Sound digital, not from my experience, but from other people's experience. It's a very good amp and very good brand. Better than Terra amps, I feel. I see, my opinion only. But the price reflects that. So we got the 7500. I've seen those in the lanes, 5000s. I just don't know about the 20K. I don't know if it does rated. Just like the, what is it? The American Bass 1100 didn't even do rated. And that's pretty close to the same board as the 7500 watt DC amp, or maybe a 9K. So that was pretty funny. And that was like a sought out amplifier. At least whenever I was young, it's like, ooh, that thing's big. $2,000, 11,000 watts. I mean, it still did some power. It still did like 7-8K. So Let's see. 5-star. Oh. Well, that's no good, Deviant. Oh, no. Thank you, Scott. I just seen you joined it. Thank you, buddy. Now, it's funny you bring up Doug. I don't know him. He doesn't know me. I'm sure he will eventually. But, I don't have a problem with him. There's just some people you just, I don't know. You just don't talk to. You know? I'm still waiting to see that base war, van war thing going on. I feel like no one's van is still done yet. Exo's isn't done. His isn't done. Mark's isn't done. Mine isn't done. No, I'm just kidding. Not yet. Maybe in about 3 years, 2-3 years, I'll probably have a 160 plus windy AF build with kicker. That'll be fun. Ew, am I starting to glitch? Don't tell me I'm glitching. Oh, no, I'm glitching. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. We're over that hour mark anyway, so we've been doing pretty good. Let me back that out. Yeah, I'm glitching. So I'm going to switch my camera real fast so I don't lose you guys. Where's GoPro? There's GoPro. Oh, that's why. What the heck? Hold on. There we go. GoPro. Come on, Mr. GoPro. There we go. We got the GoPro. Cool. We're good. Not like it makes a huge difference. I'm very tiny down there. But anyway, cool. So we did EMs. Now let's look at the subs. I know Mike wanted to look at the subs. Yes, Jeff, shitting on them. Or shorting on them, as Kip said. Sorry. Try to keep it G-rated here, folks. You know the deal. All right. Let's go to subwoofers. Let's look at the cheapest ones. So, you're walking down for sound. You're looking. What can I get for cheap? I know we all do it. Got an 8-inch sub for $90. Not bad. Looks like it takes a decent amount of power, about 400 watts maybe. Decent, not bad. Ampri audio. Crossfire coming soon. Machete, never heard of them. Sundown SA 6.5 for $100. I've seen one of those in person, and they're pretty cute, man. They really are. Here, so you guys can see better. Here, let me do something. Can you guys see a little better? I'm a little smaller, but you get the idea. Kayla is disappointed. Why is Kayla disappointed? What do you mean? What do you mean? Wolfram. Did I fall in love with Wolfram? The flex on him. Oh yeah, man. They got some crazy... Thank you for tuning in, Gustavio Martinez. You've been on here for a little bit now. Yeah, they got some pretty cool, impressive systems. Windy. Windy for sure. Dog. Andy got the 14.4 talk trollment. Yeah. Yeah, why weren't you guys on the Rolling Thunder tonight? I missed you. I was like, what is going on? Let's see. Trying to check some comments here. Alright, cool. How you guys like this music? I'm very tiny down there, Caleb. Come on, man. I see what you're doing now. Now I get it. Now I get it. Thanks, buddy. All right. So anyway, to the cheap. Let's filters. You can't really change it by size, just brand. So we're just gonna keep it how it is. You can look at the ratings. I don't know what other is in stock or featured. Let's just look the cheapest of the cheapest. So we're looking like anything under $100 is going to be under 10 inches, period. I dislike Scoot Andy like a lot. Thanks, buddy. I'm sorry about that. Everybody likes everybody and everybody hates somebody. You know what I mean? That's how it always is. Come to realize that. Not everyone's going to like me either. Serwin Vega. Serwin Vega. Look at the magnet on that thing, man. That thing is, or the The surround, not the magnet. You can't even see the magnet. The surround. It looks pretty beefy for a Sherwin Vega. Not talking smack. It actually looks pretty good, but it's a small sub, so the surround's going to look pretty big. There's the 12. No, that's an 8. It's an 8. 500 watts RMS. That's a pretty bold claim for an 8-inch sub. Let's see here. 500 watts RMS for 150 bucks for 8-inch. That coil better be over 2 inches. 2.5-inch voice coil. That is why. If you look right here. 2.5-inch voice coil. That's why you can handle 500 watts. It can probably handle a little bit more, honestly. You can probably handle about 600-700 watts, depending how it cools down. But that's a really big coil on a small speaker. A 2.5-inch coil is on literally a Kicker L712. That's a really big coil for that. So that's a lot of weight on that speaker. Now, man, I would love to see the official. It's probably not great, especially because it's an 8, so it's probably like an 82, 83 range. Doesn't say, does it? Nope. Nope. Does not show the tile as parameters. I know each sub is different on this website. China need to lift their game to match the Solo X. You can't. The new Solo X makes you wonder what other companies are going to do to keep up, right? Yeah, you wonder if MTX is going to come back out with a jack cam. You know what I mean? All right, let's check out one more sub, and then we'll be done with the Down4Sound stuff for now. DC audio, nice. 150 range, but we're talking that's a small sub for 300 RMS. That's probably an 8. Wolfram audio, 8-inch, 150 bucks. Here, just look at the most expensive. Just go to the other scale. Hi, Lil Craner. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Let's see. Shallow. What is this? What is this? A shallow spare tire power subwoofer. I've seen these, and those are pretty cool. That's a Sherwin Vega, I think. What the? I swear I've seen a Sherwin Vega decal on it. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm going crazy. But anyway, yeah, you just throw that in your spare tire and you're good to go. Yeah, see, there's another. Yeah, Sherwin Vega. I knew it. I knew it. Right there. Sherwin Vega. Knew it. 400 bucks though, but it's an amplifier sub, and it goes where your spare tire is. Just be like, hey honey, the tire's gonna take longer than expected to change. Why? Well, remember that stereo I put in the back? Yeah, that's gonna come out first. So I wonder how that will be. But still, regardless, you're not taking up any space in your vehicle, which is nice. 300 watts RMS, 2 ohms, 50 to 150 passover, crossover, low pass. Subsonic filter 20, so I mean it is what it is, and that looks like the amps output stuff, so that's cool. Doesn't really say much about the sub other than it's 2 ohm and it's a 12. Probably a light little driver, shallow mount, stuff like that. I think that's really cool. I didn't even know that was on the Down4Sound website, which is something I learned today. Thank you, buddy. The show has been great, and it's been great because of you guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in and just hanging out and having a good time, man. Thank you so much, man. I need to get a mouse because this is tough with a laptop and then 2 screens going here. There's a few remakes on that Stroker sub. Are they any good? Gonna probably say no. I know the Stroker it's just as iconic as the Solo X, if not more in a different way. The new one, I haven't heard anything good about it. Not anything bad, but I know about it and haven't heard anything really good about it. Not saying that it's bad, but I feel nostalgia is so heavily driven with older equipment, so when they bring out the new stuff, they're like, yeah, that sounds okay. Meanwhile, if they would have heard that back then, they'd be like, oh my god, it's the best thing in the world, because it was so loud then. And you're just used to more bass being out there. You know what I mean? Just hearing louder systems, your system being louder, power being more readily available, and stuff like that. But here, let me close this out here. And we'll just get back to ending this live. We've been here an hour and a half. 3 hours of streaming. Hour and a half from the Rolling Thunder podcast, and now an hour and a half here. I think it's fair to cut it right about now. So, let's see. I'll go over a couple questions. If you guys keep them coming, we'll stay out. If not, we'll end the podcast. Let's see here. Thank you, Deviant. I appreciate your support and everything you do for this channel and for me. Thank you, buddy, so much. L7X will dominate. Absolutely. It's going to be a very efficient and loud woofer, and it's going to be able to handle some power, too, which is going to be cool. People are going to be like, wait, how many watts did you put to that kicker? Shorting on them. You know it. Scar 6.5 impressive. I have 3. That's awesome, man. Probably like in a one single enclosure and something like that, maybe under your pickup truck seat or in your trunk. I think that would be pretty nice. Listen, I went window shopping today at a Kawasaki dealer, and I was lucky enough to get out with just a t-shirt. They had some nice Ninja 400s. I'm looking for a bike for Kayla. That'll be pretty cool to be able to have a little hobby together that's not just mine, that she likes too. Oh, I know. I think that might have been an old message there. Thanks for tuning in, man. Thank you, Daniel, for tuning in. 2000 RMS is better. WDX 15-inch. I've heard of that sub. I think it's rated 2000 RMS. I'm not sure if that is a 3-inch coil. If it's got over a 3-inch coil, then you should be good for that RMS rating to be correct. 3.5 at least. Let's see. Sorry, hon, I got rid of the spare. Right, I don't have a spare in... Ooh. I don't have one in my car, obviously. Cookie Monster, there's no spare. In the Geo, there is no spare. I took that out. I had a battery under there, and then Kayla's car has no spare. The truck has no spare. I'm using it as the main wheel because the tire went. It was showing cords, so it's a full-size spare. Why not? Throw it on there. And then, what other car do we have? Oh, the Pilot. That's got the spare. But that's the daily. That's different. I haven't messed with anything with that. Learning on the way. 10 out of 10 stream need to get this shared. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, you share it on Facebook or just, tell people, hey, you like car audio? Come join in. Every Friday we do this after the Rolling Thunder podcast. You got to check that out too, Rolling Thunder. Scott runs that, and we do that every Friday at 8:30. So after we're done with that, about an hour and a half, 9:30, 10 o'clock, we come on my channel and we just kick back, relax, and talk car audio and just have a good time. Thank you, Mike. Great show. Lots of good info. Great job, buddy. Thank you, man. I was worried about this one. This is the first time I was throwing up a screen and just, kicking back, but we had fun. Absolutely, man. One man show here. One man band. If you can get your other half to reach out to my other half, squash it, we'll be back to Thunder. I'll see what I can do. I don't know exactly what happened between y'all, but I'll see what I can do. Ego's gotta bounce. Oh no. I mean, that's how some people are, man. I mean, it is what it is, and it sucks. Trust me, I get mad sometimes. It's like, man, why won't you just like me? Why don't you like me? Is it my face? And I try to be nice as I can to people and try not to trigger them. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta walk on eggshells too sometimes. But who knows? Random 4400, thank you for tuning in again tonight, buddy. What do you think of the brand DS18? I'm thinking of getting one, just like we talked about on the Rolling Thunder. Don't buy the cheap stuff, buy the expensive stuff, but the cheap stuff is what it is. They make good amplifiers, subwoofers. My buddy has two 15s doing 55s in them. with his golf. He had a lot of different systems in there, but the DS18 are not bad. And I believe they do rated. I would love to get my hands on one of their amps and bench test them, because that's a brand that I've never tried yet. David is still in the chat. Thank you, buddy, for holding on. It's getting late. It's almost 12 o'clock my time, Eastern Central. I don't know about you. What time is it for you guys? I know you guys are all over the place. So some of you guys are all the way out in California, so it's not as bad. It's like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Just hanging out. Yeah, seeing those WDX subs blow their dust caps off often. Well, I mean, that could be user error, and it could be productional error. It could be a few different things. But usually it's people pushing their equipment way too far, and it's almost like the speaker's bowing because it's reaching mechanical limit, and that almost rips it off the gluing. You know what I mean? It's turning plastic into elastic, or elasticity to plastic to elastic. There we go, plastic to elastic, and it's just bending, and it's just gonna break right off and turn plastic and not go back. You know the thing. Oh no, come on, we got to keep us G-rated 25. I love you, buddy. David, a real fan of 14.4 and D4L. You guys. Thank you, Martinez, for tuning in. See you next week. If not, I'll catch you later, buddy. Thank you for tuning in. Well, apparently I had to do what you could not. Oh no. Why don't you have a Live and Loud tattoo? I do. You got a kicker tattoo? I want to get one, but it's, if I ever get a tattoo again, it's gonna be something kicker, and cover up a little bit of this one and just do something crazy. But I haven't got a tattoo since 2011, so which has been a while. 2010. Oh my god, 10 years. Why are the comments disappearing when I put them up? Let's see. I'm out of drink. Hold on. Yes, I totally put a fridge in my YouTube room. It's like, well, I need drinks up here too, you know? Still got 15 people in here. I see someone bounce, but that's okay. I think someone said they were leaving. But I'm about to end this soon anyway. Yeah, my voice is falling apart. There we go. Hate on people without car audio, not ones with it. Yeah, usually they're the ones that are like, hey, turn that down. You know, the people that just don't understand. Andy, please don't. Please don't what, Bobby B? It's your face. But 14.4 volt talk loves your face. Thank you, buddy. What do you think about the DTI? Thank you, Sound Doctor. You're still tuned in. Thank you for hanging out tonight. What do you think about the DTI car audio amp? Ooh, never heard of it. DTI car audio amp. What is that? Let me look over here. DTI car. DTI amplifier. There we go. Let's see. Okay, so we got a 1600.4 1600 watt 4-channel that is screaming. Here, I'll bring up my screen here. That's kind of screaming. I don't think that's 1600 watt. Let's see. 1600.4, 1600 watt 4-channel car audio, stereo, amp, MOSFET, power, multi-channel, bridgeable amplifier with bass remote control included. Never heard of that amp. Okay, so it's saying it does 2 ohms, 400 watts by 4, or 200 watts by 4 at 4 ohms, which sounds not plausible. Unless it's got 160 amp of fusing, if not more. I doubt it's going to do that. Here, whoa, I don't want to be all zoomed in. What you doing? What you doing, Willis? Oh, well, I can zoom in on here. Oh, hey, hold up. All right, so let's get to some pictures of the fusing. Do we have any pictures of the fusing? What do you guys think? You think it's going to be rated? Oh, they ain't going to show it, are they? They ain't going to show the side. No, they're not. And they show the side with no fuses, because they know if we see how many fuses on here, we're going to have an idea of how much power this can do. Well, it's telling you to go with this little dinky power kit. Total price $86. Price too. This thing is what? $60? It's not going to do rated, but how much power is it going to do? I know Derek did a video recently on an amplifier. It probably is like literally the same board as this, and it probably does like 100 watts at 2 ohms on all 4 channels. It probably does like 400 watts altogether, and maybe some more. It would be good for your 4 channels, but it's not going to do what it says. Not at all. But that was a good thing to bring that up. If you have questions like that, I love doing stuff like this. You know, like answering questions, giving you guys an idea, and my input on it before you even see an amp dyno. But absolutely, man. I mean, it's like a boss. You're going to get what you pay for. But if you only need a little bit, and it might work out for you, give it a go. But remember to expect what you're paying in performance. 11:44. Yeah, it's about the time I got too. 11:50 now. Wow, we got some comments. Andy, favorite food, American. Wait, Andy's favorite food, American, Mexican, Italian. Oh, I love some Taco Bell, but I'm an Italian, so I love Italian food too. I gotta say Italian. American, I mean, I eat it all the time too. So I don't know. That's tough, man. I love food. That's why I'm getting fat, man. Don't ask me which one's my favorite. They're all my favorite. Yes. You are correct. More or less, but never $3,500. 35,000 even. What are you talking about, Dave? There's no bass in your background music. I'm listening to the show through the system of my car. Yeah, I mean, this is just rip music from YouTube. So it is what it is. I never actually played it in the car neither, so sorry, buddy. Plus, the volumes are really low. Like, here, check this out. We can turn it up a little bit here, right? Then you can hear me a little bit. Tell me if you can still hear me. Straight clipping. All right, that's enough of that. Sorry for headphone users. Anyway. Yeah, no bass. No bass. Let's see. Man Cave Andy. Was that for the bearded dragon? Yeah, you gotta get your tattoos redone. That's the only problem with those. They never last. Oh, you wish be too loud. they all complain that's too loud, man. Turn it down. Turn it down. You know what channel you're on? You're on Living Loud with Andy. We like it loud. A little bit of clip, man. It's not always a bad thing. Let's see. What am I missing in the chat? Oh my goodness. Oh, come on, guys. Dinky David. Man, you guys are nuts. Daniel Reynolds, thanks for tuning in. From Amazon. Bad, get it from a company that makes it, you'll see the difference. From Amazon. Bad, get it from a company. Oh, saying it's bad to purchase from Amazon. Right, yeah, you can always take a chance with Amazon and stuff. But it's better than eBay. I'll give it that. Shipping, you really can't bang on it. Or pretty much bet on it that it's going to be there when it says. But, nonetheless. Alright, Larry, thanks for tuning in, buddy. Do you think the Key 500.1 is enough power for an 8-inch L7Q? Absolutely. The Key 500 does 500 at 1 ohm. Ooh, what is it? 300 or 400 at 2 ohms and 200 at 4 ohms, I believe. And the 8-inch L7Q is rated at 600 RMS, I want to say. I think it's 600 RMS. That's my final answer. Doom, doom, doom. Let me know if I'm right. But yeah, I think that would be good. It's going to be, maybe you could use a little bit more power, but it's going to be a lot easier just running that Key 500. You don't need a second amp to power the sub itself. You could use the 500 as your signal processor, But I would definitely use that, and you would be sounding pretty good. Just put it in a bigger box. Maybe a little bit over a cube for an 8-inch. Absolutely. 1.125, 1.5 cubes. Port it. Make the port a little bit smaller than recommended spec. I go with around 7 cubes, 7 square inches per cube of port area, which would be around 10 square inches of port, give or take. So like a 2.5 by 2.5, and you'd be set. See, Bobby B, I mean, you just can't go out in the sun. You can't. It's a little bit of hygiene and taking care of it when you first get it. Absolutely. Come on, man. Are the only good things from Boss that bad amps or subwoofers too, or are the subs any good? The subs are what they are. I mean, you can kind of compare them to like a dual subwoofer or something like that. Look at RMS. Even though they kind of lie, if you look far enough into their manual, you can look to see what size coil it has. If it has like a 2-inch coil, expect about 500 RMS. You got a 3-inch coil, expect about 1,000. 4-inch coil, expect about 2,000 to 3,000 RMS. A 1-inch coil, that's like 100 to 200 watts. So you really got to look at it that way. And then there's other factors that, whatever. But a size of a coil is pretty much going to dictate how much it can dissipate the heat and how much heat it can handle as a whole. So there's that. They're not junk, but expect what you're getting. I've never actually heard one actually in person and got a demo of it. I've metered them in the lanes with people. They had like the 2 silver bosses or the phantoms with the big magnet. And they're like, oh, would you look at that magnet? And I'm like, yeah, would you look at that? There's nothing in there, but it looks cool. More power to you, man. And that's the whole idea behind the products. You know what I mean? They make speakers and amps that look good. They're cheap and they perform enough. So they are what they are. David, sorry, Andy, they still in an empty hotel room hopping. What am I missing in the chat? Goodness gracious. We had to carry some of the Boss Elite line. Right. And I mean, the Boss head units, from the people telling me that work at like Best Buy and stuff, that they really, really enjoy the head units that they make. Like, they're not too crappy, and they have Android Auto and CarPlay and all this other stuff, and they're nice and they're cheap. And Android and CarPlay wireless, which is what I want to get for Kayla, they're about $450. So we'll see. I don't know if I have my money for that, and that's what I want to do for whatever situation. Patience is virtue, though, so who knows? Something might come along better. But who doesn't like a little bit of Boss? All right, man, YouTube just asked me, is Islam the best religion? I feel like if I say no, they're going to shut down my channel. Thanks for tuning in, YouTube. All right, LOL, if you know what you're doing, sound quality. Right, you can make any driver sound really good. Why did I just click the 25? But anyway, absolutely, you can make any driver sound good within reason. Don't matter what. There are limitations. You can only make a short man run so fast, no matter how many protein shakes you give him, but you can make him faster. David, Larissa, when she skips out and goes to my, come on, 25, what's going on here? I throw up these comments. I'm like some other channels that just don't throw up comments, you know what I mean? I throw up the comments, gotta keep it kind of G-rated, PG-13, no NC-17 and rated R stuff. We gotta keep it PG, you know what I mean? Come on, man. Have you heard QB 8 in person? No, but I love passive radiators. I have a little QB 6.5, if you want to call it that. The Kicker amphitheaters, I got a few of them. They're really nice. I would love to get my hands on one. My buddy that works at Kicker, Peter Dick Johnson, you might have seen him on the Kicker on Mash show a few times. He actually is building and built a few different variations of a 15-inch Kicker L7 with an L7R passive radiator, which is just dope that he's doing that. Tried a cube, 2 cubes, 3 cubes. He's doing all kinds of different stuff with it. So he loves passive radiators. I see videos of it. And the bandwidth on those for the space that you have and the amount of output you get, I love passive radiators. I really feel like people need to bring those back. Reddit. I don't even go on Reddit. Let's see. You're good, 25. Appreciate you tuning in, man. I appreciate all you guys. I really do. Still got 17 people in here. That's crazy. That's awesome. All right. Well, I mean, yeah, we'll probably just end it now. It's been an hour and 53 minutes. It is 12 a.m. on the dot. We might as well end it here. But thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate your time, your contributions, and everything you guys do. And just helping the channel grow and sharing and liking and commenting. It really means a lot to me. And I like to do these videos right after the Rolling Thunder. I'm always kind of a little tired or whatever, anxiety. But it's like I like doing this because you guys like it. And I enjoy it too. So if you guys enjoy it, you know what to do. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Stay living loud. See you on the next one. See you guys. Be easy, okay?